light, creating everything inside. What? I'm the moon and the stars and the sky. Somebody bigger than you. Hey, it's your girl, Pastor Angela Johnson. Of course, we are one sister to another with the show with information, inspiration, and godly revelation. Of course, I'm heard only once a month, but I tell you, I takes to heart about my once a month. When y'all get done talking, baby, I wears this once a month thing out. This seat right here, I'm in the hot seat today. IntellectualRadio.com. We're an iHeartRadio station. You are, of course, you're coasting home. Look, you're moving through. I think it's about 4:05 or so. I don't have my glasses on, so I really can't see no time. 4:05, 4:06, something like that. We're your other ride home because, of course, Roman Morrow is going to meet you at these helms when I am done. But I am the show that has the best doggone guests. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm gonna give you a little hint about who's sitting here with me today, because I'm coming out of the stall buck wild today. I might introduce my guests a little early. I might. Anyway, I'll tell y'all this. My girls up in here today from Esther's Kitchen. She got some cookies on the table for me because I got some little daughters in the house right now who know how to get it, know how to go for it. My grandmother, I don't know about you all, but you remember my grandmother used to call them tea cakes. You got to be old to know all of that. So I can't tell my age because Earl doesn't allow that. Ain't that something? He doesn't allow that. But he say we family. But I can't say what I want to say. But anyway, that's the reason why I'm sitting here. We're IntellectualRadio.com. We're an iHeart radio station. I'm blessed by the best. Glad I'm here. I'm telling you all, the sun is shining on the outside of these studios. And I've got today, sitting at these helms right with me, that's going to help me to navigate on through the show today. I've got none other than sitting to my left. I've got none other than Miss Coleman. Come on here, Miss Esther. Say hi to the people.
How y'all doing, everybody out there?
She looks so nervous, y'all. I'm telling y'all, she looked like at any moment she could probably pass out. You hot?
Hot.
Come on, somebody said it's hotter than this down there.
Yes.
Y'all know where he's from.
Hot.
In Hades, it's hotter than that. But of course, to her left, I've got none other than, I call him, of course, now he's younger than I am, but I call him the big brother to the one sister to another show, and the big brother to IntellectualRadio.com. And he's none other than Tone Duncan is in the house.
Hey, what's going on? So glad to be here today.
So tell him the name of your show.
So my show is The Truth Seekers, and we're on Tuesdays at 7 o'clock.
Tuesdays at 7 o'clock. And then to his left, somebody say his left. To his left, we've got another little sister in the house. They didn't pass me a little card or anything to tell me who it was, but I'm just going to identify her by saying she has on a burgundy little sweater. She got on her glasses because her Auntie Angela don't have hers on, so she may have to pass them down here. But give us your name and tell us where you're from. Go ahead.
Yeah, Foster. I'm from Chicago.
And you're from Esther's,
and I'm from Esther's Kitchen.
Esther's Kitchen, and that's Janiyah. And then to Janiah's left, we have who?
Gerald Johnson, and I'm from Markham, and I'm with Esther's Kitchen.
Okay, with Esther's Kitchen. Now listen at this. I got these girls in here today. Why do I have them here today? I could have had them here any day, but I decided that I needed to get them in today because this coming Saturday, we're going to be launching. We're going to be doing something that I believe that's going to be absolutely positively awesome. And of course, that is, we're going to be our God's Elite Youth Explosion. It's going on this coming Saturday at our church. And guess what? It's coming up this Saturday, July 29th, and it's going to be from 2 p.m. until 7 p.m. We're going to have music. We're going to have games. We're going to have workshops. We're going to have fun. And we are going to challenge our youth with several different workshops and several different avenues. When we get there, of course, on Saturday, we're going to have our meet and greet at about 2-ish. And then at about 2:45, we're going to grab our youth. They're going to be color coordinated. Hey, how about that? Color coded. Come on here. I believe the boys are going to have on blue and the girls are going to have on yellow. But Esther's Kitchen, culinary arts are coming in, and they are going to be, of course, the youth are going to be enjoying, while, of course, Esther is going to be working with myself and also Tone Duncan. So that's why I have them here today. One of the workshops that we're going to have is going to be Whoops, Women Helping Others Overcome Personal Struggles org. Her name is Lady. I mean, she's coming, and she's going to teach our girls from 8 to 12 about My Beauty Rocks. And then we're going to have none other than, of course, Tafala Girls, Teen Girls Group organization. They're going to be coming, and they're going to be sharing, of course, about soaring with the eagles. They're going to be sharing with our girls from 13 and up. Then we're going to have none other than, of course, Jay-Z, Kanye West, Big Sean, their videographer. His daddy lives in Atlanta, but he happens to be my best friend. So Michael Carson Sr. is flying in from Smyrna, Georgia, by way of image builders, and he's going to be teaching our boys about image building and about showing up, being the best you can be. So he's got some stuff up the pipe that's going to really, really bless our boys. And then we're going to have a youth talk that won't involve us adults at all. We're going to invite all the adults to step out of the room, and they're going to be talking to none other than one of my sons, real sons, Robert McKinney, who works with the what is it? It's up in St. Charles, the prison area. He's a juvenile detention officer. He's a juvenile detention officer, and he wants to share some of the things that he's learned by way of working with them about who's coming through the system and just having a heart-to-heart. So we're giving him about 20, 25 minutes to give them heart-to-heart. And then at about 5:45, all this is going on, about 5:45. Now, during all of this, y'all, they're going to be eating. The kids got to be eating. We got to let y'all eat. So they're going to be eating. Oh, yeah, we got the hot dogs, the chips. We got face painting. We're going to have the video games are going to be going. The Uno card games is going to be going. Basketball is going to be going. We got the 2 jumping houses for the youngsters. I might get in there too, but anyway, we got the 2 jumping houses. And then, of course, we are going to come back in the building, and we're going to have our youth to minister to themselves on their own level by way of an explosion. So you got the white children that are going to be there, and you got some other talent that's going to be there. We got poetry, rap, dance. It's going to all be going on July 29th, this coming Saturday, 2 p.m. till 7 o'clock. We're going to be in there. We want to get you out soon enough so you can go and have church with your congregation on the next day, and we don't want you to blame that on us. Listen at this. I'm sorry to inform everybody that the event is full. Started out with 150 youth that we wanted to service, and we've got over 200. Yes. And so we're so happy. So happy about that. So 200 youth we're going to be servicing that day. Wow. And so 200 youth we're going to be, of course, 150 youth. We got 150 knapsacks that were donated. Shout out to my son, Congress Parkway Creatives LLC. Chase Faulkner is the CEO, and he sent up from Portland, Oregon, 150 knapsacks that are going to go on your back. And if you register for the event, you will get one of those. Now, as we go through, we're believing God that somebody going to drop off some backpacks, because I did get with some of my other friends and say, listen, I need y'all to donate backpacks. Listen, if you want to know how you can help us, the event is full, but we've got over 200 youth that are coming. We're going to feed them. We're going to share with them. We're going to impact their lives as never before. We believe that we're going to sear their very minds and hearts so that they will be able to walk away and say, I learned something. If it's nothing but I learned how to be a better me. I learned how to stop cussing my mom out. I learned how to stop being a problem, menace to society when I get to school in June or whenever we start back school. I ain't been to school in so long, in September or August, okay? And so we want you all to be able to do that. But if you want to know how you can help us, and we're getting ready to go to a break, and we're going to come back and we're going to talk to our guests. You want to know how you can help us, all you need to do is go to or Chase Quick Pay and send me, this is all I'm asking y'all for, send me $5. I'm calling it a $5 holler. Y'all remember those? Give me a $5 holler. All I need is $5, and I'm going to be leaving here today, going to get more school supplies, and I'll be shopping all week for stuff. I want you to give me $5. How do you give it to me? Chase Quick Pay or PayPal.com. The email is onesister2another@gmail.com. This is all on my page. All you need to do is go out there and see it. onesister2another@gmail.com. If you have the Cash App, I've got that app as well. You can go to Cash App. If you download Cash App, they'll give you a free $5 and give $5 to a person that you send your link to, okay? Go to Cash App. All you need to pull up is the money sign, Pastor Angela. The money sign, Pastor Angela. If you want to give $5, I'm only asking for $5, and it's going to help me to buy school supplies. You can do that via PayPal.com, onesister2another@gmail.com, or Chase Quick Pay. Listen to this. I'm getting ready to go to my break, but I want to make sure that you all know that I am not a renegade. In fact, we are covered. This show, One Sister to Another, is covered by Greater Love, Greater Works Outreach International. Come and have church with us any Sunday at 11:30, 17 West, 620 Reardon Villa Park, Illinois, 60181 if you're going to navigate. And of course, your fearless leaders are myself and Pastor Rob. When I come back, or before I leave the show today, I have to give some more shout outs, okay? Job Grind, Shop Therapy, Greater Love, Greater Works. We love y'all. Hey, Tone Duncan. Also, Esther's Kitchen is in the house. When I get back, I'm going to tell y'all about these cookies that's sitting in front of me. I'm your girl, One Sister to Another, with the show with information, inspiration, and godly revelation. We'll be right back.
And there was light, creating everything inside. I'm the moon in the stars in the sky. Somebody bigger than you and I. From the dust created man, and from his side created woman. Gave them dominion over everything. Didn't want for anything. Change your situation. Give you a firm foundation. He's got no limitation. Change your sadness to joy. Fill your heart with so much more. Yes, I know for sure. Oh yeah. Gave sight to the blind. Then he spoke me to the double mind. Healed the lame, they began to walk. Then touched the dumb and they would talk. Spoke to the weak and the waves, and they rolled it away. Went to hell and he took the key. Then he got up with victory. Change your situation. Give you a firm foundation. He's got no limitation. Change your sadness to joy. Fill your heart with so much more. Yes, I know for sure. You need, he can do it. He's able to do what no one can do.
Hey, we're back. We're back. It's your girl, Pastor Angela Johnson. Of course, we are One Sister to Another, with a show with information, inspiration, and godly revelation. And we're heard live but once a month, at the end of the month. It's always the last Monday in the month, except otherwise instructed. But once a month, special editions, One Sister to Another. And today, since we are going to be, of course, I believe youth challenges that are coming up in our world today, coming up in our own cities. I believed that the best way to do that is you got to get out here and you got to make sure that we're talking to the right people at the right time. Listen, let me double back for a little bit. Michael Carson Sr., who's coming to facilitate with our boys 14 and up. He has a book out called Compassion in Action. We talked to him. We've interviewed him. When I tell y'all this book, you need to take it to some schools, to some orgs. It talks about how you need to love everybody. That's really what the core of the book is about. The book is about differences and how we're all different. I don't care if you praise God like I do or don't. Guess what? God is the God of people. And that's what he said in his word. So I didn't say that. That's what he said. But anyway, to my left, I've got none other than Esther Coleman, who's in the house, and also Tony Duncan. And also I've got none other than Janaya and Ajera. I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget. And so we're going to talk just a little bit about youth. Here's our theme for our event coming up. Our theme has been probably all month, this month and last month. It's been saving our youth, becoming the change that you seek. Esther, talk to us just a little bit about who you are, where you're from. I believe I know who your pastors are, but share with us about your passion behind Esther's Kitchen, because that means a lot to us.
First off, I'm Esther. Hello, everybody out there. And I wanted to let everybody know my why. So when you start out something, you have a passion, and that's your why. Why I started Esther's Kitchen is I love to cook, and I cook for everybody, and they just seem to love everything I made. And so I started to think, hey, I think I'm kind of good at this. I could kind of do something with it. But a lot of children would flock to me, and I would say, I don't even like children. I am hard. I'm rough. Why do they like me? Why do they want to be around me? And they would not leave me alone. So as I continue, to seek the Lord, he gave me something that I need to do with them. And a lot of children, believe it or not, don't know how to cook. Ramen noodles is like filet mignon to children nowadays. So just being able to cook on the stove is an issue for young people now. And so I decided to young people in to do something with them more creative as far as cooking is concerned, to teach them what I know about culinary. I am also a Serve Safe instructor, so I'm teaching them how to do food safely. The girls and I, we talk about issues, things that go on outside, at home, everywhere, all the interactions we have. And we just did an event for the National Puerto Rican Museum, I want to say like 2 weeks ago. And it was amazing. We serviced 300 people at this event. There were a lot of dignitaries there, officials, and they were having an amazing time. They could not believe that all these people like rib tips. Yes, rib tips. They were going crazy, and we had some char grilled chicken. So just a lot of the things that we as a nationality eat and we love, we shared with the people at the National Puerto Rican Museum. So I absolutely love what I'm doing with the girls. They're having fun. I take them out. We go on field trips. Just last week, we took them bowling. So they had fun doing bowling. And then we go out to the flea markets. So this is a part of my program. I teach them how to create a product, but they have to market it. So you have to know what you're making and then be able to sell it. When people come up to our table, they have to tell them, okay, this is what this is. Because a lot of people want to know, how do you make that? What is that? Absolutely. What's inside of that? Is it any salt? Is it, people with different restrictions. So I teach them how to market the product, sell it, and then that's how they're earning their money as well.
So this summer, so you have a summer program this summer for them?
Yes, ma'am.
And so they're getting paid?
Yes.
Janiyah, you getting paid? Ajira?
Yes.
You getting paid? So is this your first job? Not your first job. Really? But you're managing. Okay, so I want you all to tell us about, how do you feel about getting out there, making something, or even what's your passion, Janiyah, behind even desiring to cook? Because most young girls right now, you know what, I'm just being honest with you. Most young girls in the 21st century, baby, they're not thinking about staying at home cooking. They want to get out there and shake their groove thing. They want, and I know whose mom is that sitting behind? Janiyah. So I know you're not going to say the wrong thing, but so most girls are not looking to learn a trade or learn a craft. Most girls are looking to be the next big hit wonder for Kanye West and Jay-Z. So tell us, give me some input, some insight on why you decided, I am not going to be that girl. I'm going to discover cooking and do some cooking. Use your mic.
Can you say that again?
Why do you want to cook? Why do you want to cook?
Because it's better than being on the streets like most young kids. Because
what's your favorite meal? What's your favorite thing to make? Your favorite meal to make?
I like baking.
You love baking. What do you like baking? Who made the cookies?
We did.
Oh my God! So you both made the cookies.
Yeah.
So tell me this, Janiyah. Janiyah, since I found out she doesn't really like to talk. Okay, so you like baking. So you bake cookies, but what else can you bake? What kind of cakes?
All type of cake.
How about the caramel?
I never made that before.
You've never made the caramel cake. So I
But I
challenge you to
try.
make your mom a caramel cake. And
All
if you
right
and if you good, go ahead and call your auntie Angie. I'm coming over there and get me a piece. Come on here. Ajera, what's your passion behind cooking? Why are you choosing not to be out on the street beating it with your friends? You would rather be in the house cooking or learning culinary for that reason.
I like to eat, so in order to eat, you gotta cook.
Come on.
And I don't know. I like to cook. I like to bake. And it's just like, what you gonna do when you get older? If you don't know how to cook, you're gonna be buying restaurant food all the time. You're gonna get fat.
Wow.
So
Okay, so you believe, like I believe, that if we cook more at home, we would probably. You believe that, Tone?
Oh yeah, most certainly.
Okay, talk to us just a little bit why you believe that, Tone. Because I do believe that with all my heart.
First and foremost, you're not putting the additives and the preservatives into the
I know
food.
what I'm putting in my own food.
And you're not using cheap fillers in order to make more profit. So you're doing more of a whole ingredient. That's what that's what we're missing.
Tone, tell us who you really are and tell us why are you so passionate about our today's youth. Tell us that.
Well, so first off, I've always been in a entrepreneurial side of life. Always
Absolutely.
Operated businesses within communities that allowed us to grow our own, hire our own, and take our own to the entrepreneurial level. So working with youth, you always try to educate them on why they shouldn't be living inside of the dollar stores buying snacks and candies and running back and forth to Popeyes
Flaming
and everywhere else,
hot.
Flaming Hots and such. And the thing that you try to explain is that first and foremost, what we eat, it fuels the machine, and we are that machine. We're the best machine that money can buy, and teach that by going home, eating healthy foods, you become a stronger you. You're not as sick as other people are, and you have greater energy. You feel better. And so, like I own a gym, and I also am a nutritional specialist who I deal with people with whole food and try to instill an idea of who we were before we were forced to accommodate segregation and the ill effects of the foods that are now enculturized into our people, and trying to get us to understand that when we came here with a different cuisine, a cuisine that relied heavily on whole foods. And we need to get back to that so that we can get back to who we were before this.
Yeah, I think it's Ajera, you're kind of sitting and you're listening. What are you thinking about when you hear Tone share that the way when we came over here, we did not come with all these additives and all of this other stuff, because you gave us the segue. You say, listen, if I'm in the restaurant every day, baby, look, we're gonna be thick. I mean, your auntie Angie, I get, hey, I'm still working on it.
Well, when I think about like what he just said, like everybody used to be skinny. Like it wasn't obesity and all these other diseases and stuff that everybody else got because they eat at McDonald's, eating Wendy's, and all this other food. If you make food at home, then you can lose weight and you can stay in shape and you can live longer.
Tell me this, Esther. Do you believe that? And I'm just so much is going through my head, and it does whenever you speak, Tone, because you just go to the heart of the matter. Tell me this, Esther. Do you believe at any given point before it all went wrong that anybody in the industry, food industry, ever really cared about what certain foods would do to, let's forget about just being black. How about we could talk about being black all day long, but at the end of the day, I just noticed, and yes, let's talk about this. Do buy the better quality of food. My mother-in-law reminded me of that when her children were growing up, she would leave the hood. She had to go buy the best part of the meat someplace else. They would go to the country to get a string beef. What's been your experience with any of that?
Well, when you are taught culinary, it is a holistic approach.
Okay.
So it is to make healthy meals, to create healthier eating, to come into a healthier mindset of eating. I believe where it went wrong is for the love of money. People, that's when
restaurants have good food at one point and then it switches, it's because they are incorporating the additives to make the product stretch, to make more money, and people, fat tastes good. Believe it or not, fat does taste good. And so they would incorporate more of that to gain a bigger crowd versus training and teaching people how to eat more healthier because this is the way you've been taught. It's a learned behavior.
Can I tell you what you just said is scary? Cut you off. What you just said is so scary. Fat tastes good.
It does. You would rather use butter than I can't believe it's not butter. Fat tastes better than the chemical product that was created. So when you are raised on the fat for the fat versus the healthier alternative. So that's a part of what we do too. Teach healthy food options. I do meal prep too. And people how to become healthier, but with the mindset that you weren't raised like this, so you're gonna have to really want to do this.
Discipline.
Now, this is not something that you're gonna say today I'm gonna do it and then tomorrow I'm not. You really have to have a heart and a passion to do it because it's gonna be a task.
Wow. Listen at this. Becoming the change that you seek. Ajira and Janiyah. The reason why we decided to tackle this particular subject is because we're under the impression that change the entire world. And if we can just sell this to you and you'll buy it, then we know that we're going to do well with it. So I want you all to share with me, starting with you, Janiyah, share with me, what are you planning on doing? Be the change that you see. If you want the world to change, you want the world to save the youth, stop shooting us down like rabbits, the whole 9 yards. What are you going to do to help us change? What do you believe that you should be doing?
Making more homemade food.
Homemade foods, because of course that's going to save me from getting thicker. Come on. Making more homemade food. That's your culinary part. What about obeying your mom? Obeying your parents? Coming in when she tells you to be in because she knows better than you know. So, salty sometimes when you can't stay out a little late. I know. Come on, Ajira. What does that mean to you?
Well, it's making everybody think that they don't have to be the same as everybody else, because it's like, if you don't have those pair of shoes or that shirt, then they get mad at you. They want to talk about you. But do anybody think they might not want to have that stuff? They want to have the cheap stuff. They want to go to the thrift store. Because me, if I like something, I'm going to buy it. If I like a pair of Nikes, I'm going to buy it. And if I like these type of shoes, I'm going to buy it. It's not depending on what everybody else got, it's what I want to wear.
So becoming change means that we have to diversify, or we have to be a people and accept people for who they are. Tone Duncan. Something I heard today that just totally disturbed me to no end is that, of course, part of this saving our youth, becoming the change that I see, means that I look at every aspect. I look at everything. I look at every nut and cranny. And what I've seen that has snuck in here is there's such a difference from the very root all the way up. So you got the Chicago Public Schools that houses these young people that are going to make our next presidents, our next CEO of banks and companies. You got Chicago Public School systems paying out big money, but when you get the charter school, when I choose, about that, how you feel about the charter school versus Chicago Public Schools? Because see, isn't it something? You all tell me this. The charter schools, and I'm going there, y'all. This is all about saving our youth. The charter school teacher has passion. I heard this on somebody else's show. Charter school has passion, but it seems like Chicago Public Schools, we have no passion anymore, but you're getting paid more money. But the teacher with the passion, come on, the Esther Colemans of the world, who are teaching my daughters and my sons how to really be people and how to look out for themselves, how to not eat fat and all this stuff. She's getting no respect out here. Talk to us a little bit about why that is how it is.
Well, first and foremost, one of the primary reasons why we're having that issue is because of the entitlements that the teachers get from tenure. So these teachers are paid a huge amount of money that the private sector would never actually pay. Money that the private sector knows they're incapable of paying. So when you are going to the market trying to find a good teacher, you're not able to offer some of these plans that the teachers are getting right now. First off, because it's not sustainable. And that's the reason why we're having so many problems with education to start with, because we're spending so much money in faculty, we're not utilizing that money for educational opportunities or for the technological things that are necessary to grow our youth so that they're capable of competing for the jobs of tomorrow. But something I had posted earlier today, and I said, what would school look like if the responsibility of the education was to prepare you to be the entrepreneurs of your own community, so you can stabilize your residents and you can make sure that you're the one hiring your own community members? I mean, what would school look like there? Well, first and foremost, we can agree it wouldn't look like public school. So we have to understand that has to be something that has to be addressed from the private sector. And charter schools are the fastest growing type of schools there are, because people feel like schools are devoid of values now. So one of the primary reasons why charter schools are so big is because of the value system being left out of schools. And so I believe that first and foremost, when you look at the history, the legacy of charter schools, you see that some charter schools were in the same buildings as some public schools. And the charter schools, without fleecing the best students, still had the best grades. And this was something that a great economist, African-American economist, Thomas Sowell, pointed out in one of his books. And so after that, I started to study. I realized that in truth, what it is charter schools offer a diversified focus so that we can get the kind of education that we want for our children that we need. But that's the reason why they're sitting around here with all the money, is because they can scream they have the greatest environments. And that's sad, but it's the truth. But these numbers are shifting. They're shifting quickly.
Numbers are shifting. Tell me this, Esther. So you teach our young people how to make it correctly. What are some of the things that you would love to be able to do that maybe you're not funded to do right now? And then Tone, I want you to share it to get it done. Go ahead, Esther.
Well, I would like to expand, because I know as a young girl, I wished somebody would reach out to me and have this opportunity afforded to myself. I grew up in Cabrini Green Housing Project. So I'm one of 10. So cooking, you had to watch your mother, and there wasn't much extra that you could really do outside of playing on the porch or whatever. And so growing up as a child, I was just having this internal wish, like, I wish there was something else I could do that my mother could afford.
Come on.
So this is why I decided to have this nonprofit portion called Esther's House, because it is me, Esther, pouring out of myself into these young ladies and what to do when they have these situations with boys or girls. So it's more than just cooking. We kind of having it's like a family thing. You know, we celebrate everything around food, deaths, weddings, everything we do with food. So what I would say is, I would want to expand so I can help more young women, more young ladies, because I know there's somebody that wishes that what's going on with them, it wasn't. I have the opportunity. And thinking back myself as a young girl, I wish I could do something else, but I just couldn't. There were no opportunities or nothing available. So I would like to expand to be able to help more young ladies, even young women that want to get into the culinary industry. You have to start out with sanitation. That's why I decided to become a sanitation instructor, because that's the starting point. I could at least give them something to start with. So that's what I would like to do, expand to be able to take in more young women, more young adults, and to help everybody.
How often are you guys meeting, and are you just imparting into girls right now, or girls and boys?
Right now, I just have a group of girls.
And how many girls do you have?
I have 5 girls.
5 girls.
Yes.
And where are you all meeting at right now?
We're meeting at my house every day, 9 to 2.
Wow.
And we do our baking. We go over our culinary skills. We do sanitation, knife skills. We go over our recipes. It's a full blown out program. It's thought out. It's not just something, we're coming over, hanging out, eating. No, I'm really giving these girls something. I'm giving them all I got.
And you are a non-for-profit organization.
Yes, ma'am.
Tone.
Yes, I always try and say this about the not-for-profits. Not-for-profits have to be run like for-profits. And that means that bottom line, you have to look and see what are the most what are the programs that are working that are most advantageous? And one of the things that you notice that really separate businesses from other businesses is something called content marketing. Content marketing is your ability to utilize your platform to teach and reach. You may want to sell cookies, but the content marketing may be about how to make sure that you get your cookies to rise. So people start to follow your channel because they're interested in the information. Well, in that information, they're also finding out that you're a not-for-profit and that you rely heavily on private funding, people giving to your very meaningful cause. And you get people engaged, you get people to want to be a meaningful part, a contributor to something that's beneficial and positive in our communities. And you'll see that this is a huge opportunity to separate yourself, to give some magnitude to your program, and also to get people who want to help instead of begging people who you want to help you. You know, so and that's one of the primary things. And then obviously there's other more classical versions of funding where you go out and get grants and things. But you know, I'm a firm believer that help doesn't always help when it comes from the wrong people. So you know, what I found to be the most productive way to get the kind of resources and the attention that you need is by getting out there and being a meaningful contributor to everyday life in people's homes that you go to. And then that's where you get the greatest amount of return on that. So content marketing. Yeah.
Content. But you know, you said that earlier, Esther, you shared that one of the things that you share with your girls, say it again for those who are just joining us. One of the things you share with us is how you're teaching them to cook, how you're teaching them to get out there. Go ahead and share with us again.
So how I'm teaching them how to cook is we go over the recipes. I have to show them how to do it safely. Okay, you have to wash your hands. Cross-contamination is a big thing. You cannot touch this and touch that. So constantly being that reminder of how to cook safe. That's the first and foremost. That's most important. Hair could get in food, anything. So being safe first off. We have a lot of cooks. Their food may be good, but are they safe? Are they clean? Is their environment clean? Do you mix things up that shouldn't be mixed? So just keeping that in their minds to be safe, to be clean with everything you do. You know, when your mom used to cook, you better not come in this kitchen. Your hands clean. If you smell like outside. Say all of that, and you like, no, what do you mean I can't put this? I would still
sneak that piece of chicken on. I had to.
Exactly. It's not done. Don't put your hand over there. So just teaching them that and making sure that they know the primary tools, the things that they need to get started and do it correctly is the main thing I'm instilling in them. And then we have fun making our food. They made these cookies for you all to taste today. They are fresh lunchroom butter cookies. They still warm. Okay. So you don't have to go to school to get them. My girls made them for you guys.
She talked to me too, girls, about one of you all. Did you bring the one with you? Any one of those other girls who make the chocolate cookie that's so doggone rich? Oh, Sister Janai. She said your cookie is so rich. It's just, I ain't gonna tell you what all she said, but anyway, it's rich. I have to be ready when I eat that rich cookie. But and of course, I want you to share with us, Esther, how can some of the viewers get in touch with you, invite the girls, maybe invite you guys out to facilitate a cooking class for all girls event or whatever, or a women's event where you can actually, and they can actually invite you guys and kind of maybe sew into what you're doing.
I could be reached at Esther's Kitchen. It's spelled like Easter. Long story. We'll talk about it later. It's spelled like Easter with an S, kitchen, one word, at hotmail.com is our email. And you can reach us on Facebook. We have a Facebook page. We have pictures, videos of our last event of the girls. So reach out to us. You can reach me personally at 708-543-3299.
Girls, I want you all to share this with us real quick. Janiyah, you first. What was something you learned that you guys just pulled off? I was watching it on, of course, Facebook, and I just couldn't even believe it. I was like, what an experience. Because the actual culture you cooked for, they were Puerto Rican.
Yes.
So tell us, what was your takeaway from that? What did you learn over there?
That
so you served, right?
Mm-hmm.
You were one of the servers. What were people talking as they were coming past? Were they asking, so how did you make that?
Yes.
Quite a few people.
Asking a lot of questions.
Lots of questions. Were you excited about being at a event with a different culture versus just African American?
Yeah, it was different. It was a different feeling. Well,
Lots of different people. Talk to us, Ajira. Tell us what was your takeaway, rather.
Well, I learned that the same foods, like it's not just black people food or just white people food. Like it was a lot of Puerto Rican and Caucasian people there, and they like the ribs a lot. Like most people say that's black people food, but I'm just like, no.
So that's exciting. Now this is just two of the girls, but actually there is three other girls.
Yes.
There's three other girls, and so of course you teach, but you also teach them how to market. What's a part of? So is it my presentation?
Yes, it's definitely the presentation. People buy with their eyes. So when you go into the
People
store,
buy with their eyes.
you go into the store and you see something that looks so good. It could taste nasty, but your eyes is what caught your attention. When you see it, you're like, oh my God, it looks good. So it's good to you. Your mouth is salivating, waiting to taste it, and you have no clue about what this even really is. We buy with our eyes. We get caught with things with our eyes, so it has to look good.
Do y'all see?
And
this
tasting good is just the icing on the cake.
Pass me one. I want to show my viewers. Listen, this is what we got waiting on us. When I get done with y'all today, this is how I'm going down. I'm going up big. Do you hear me? I mean, if you're going to eat the sugar, you need to go sugar diabetic. I mean, no, you don't. No. But these are good. I can tell you right now, ain't no bunch of sugar in. It's not a bunch of preservatives in here, but they be good because I smell them. You can always know a school cookie by the smell. Tell me this, Tone. I want you to tell me what your favorite food is, and then I want you to tell me how ready culture, 21st century, how ready are we for these young African American young girls, young women to be taking over and starting to cook right? Take us back to the kitchen.
Yeah, and I was loving what Esther was saying, and Esther was talking about how one of the first things we've got to do is kind of meet people where they are.
Meet them where they are.
We got to meet them where they are because our people have navigated very unique and troubling circumstances. You know, the human species is amazing because we can eat so many different things, not forever, but long enough to be able to get to what it is we're supposed to eat. As a result, right now, we are dealing with some of the most staggering health issues that one can ever imagine. The things that we're dying from today right now were not even imaginable when we were fighting for our civil rights, when we were fighting for all kind of other things, and that was just a generation ago. So we have to take this into consideration. As a representative of healthy eating, I focus completely on whole foods personally. Okay. So I eat whole foods and I teach whole foods. I teach the importance of staying away from foods that are not whole, that is processed foods that and food ingredients, more importantly. I always tell people, read the back of the label. If you can't pronounce it, you shouldn't eat it. Wow. And you should not have to be that educated to pronounce it.
Okay.
So we're not talking about a need to read more. We're talking about a need to eat less choices on that matter. And we as a collective group, I mean, we eat, we learn, we live by the instructions of our women, by our mothers, absolutely, and by the heads of the family household. I had a post. I always go back to a post I made. And one of those posts were the importance of understanding the power and the place of the woman in the home. I saw that. Black women are the heads of their households. Men who are strong and confident in themselves, they lead from a different vantage point. The greatest gift is a strong woman in the home. And that's where we learn our culture. That's where we learn everything about who we are. And so one of the things that we have to do is to get our women back empowered to cook and to navigate the nutrition of the household. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And I say that, but I go back to listening about the power of marketing, the power of not only giving somebody but a technical skill, but also teaching them how to empower that knowledge through the free market. See, because I deal with trade schools all the time, so many of them deal with the technical aspects. So they'll teach you how to make these great cookies and teach you how to be so good at your designing and creating foods. But then when it comes time to get those out there and make a profit unfortunately, that part of it isn't explained.
Wow.
And so to hear you say that, Esther, is so important because that has to come from experience. That has to come from knowing that you had a gift that you couldn't get out to manifest or to maximize that income potential. So it's just wonderful to see that not only are you teaching them to be better young women, but to also to be better business people. Business people, because that's what we need, more entrepreneurs, so that you can do, say they can do what you've done, which is hire the people around them and help to grow that legacy.
Tell us this real quick. We never have enough time. That's what I always say whenever I come. But I want you to talk to us just a little bit about, you're going to be one of our proud sponsors of the God's Elite Youth Explosion coming up this coming Saturday. You're going to be there. You're going to have your own booth. Tell my listeners what you're going to be doing by way of that booth. Not only are you our media, so of course, y'all can go to Tone's to his booth and probably learn some stuff you ain't gonna learn in church. You ain't gonna learn through reading the paper. This guy is full of knowledge. Talk to us about, you're gonna be making some smoothies.
So again, I, like so many of us, have lost people that were unlosable based on health and unfortunate demise because they only could utilize the information they had. And again, when your culture has endured what our culture has endured, you're going to learn some things that aren't necessarily for the long haul. And so one of the things that I'm trying to get our people to focus a little bit more on are fruits and vegetables. Fruits and vegetables. And so I will be having a booth where while I am feeding your body, I'm going to try and stick a little food in your brain.
Come
too.
on.
So
feed your brain. IntellectualRadio.com. Going to be there. Okay.
That's right. So as we focus on simple to make smoothies that don't involve anything except for fruit, just 100% fruit and ice, of course, and a couple of veggies. That's all. And we're going to sneak those veggies in. You know, we're going to sneak those veggies in.
See how my little sadness is.
And they're amazing. People are just blown away because they think that it had to be something else that made them taste so good.
Wow.
But the thing is, if you give your child an array of things to eat that are completely whole, and you set some fruit there as one of the selections, I know which one is going to be eaten first. Because we are naturally in love with fruit. And because of our love for fruit, we're able to sneak in all these different kinds of desserts, right? So getting our children to have an affinity again with fruit will keep the snack game down a little bit, but keep the waistlines down a little bit and keep the energies up a little bit. And that's what the goal is, little by little.
Look, and so why is Tone trying to mess with my waistline? Okay, look. So I'm going to be the first person to enjoy me a smoothie on this coming Saturday. Tone is going to be there with us. Of course, Truth Seekers is going to be in the house this coming Saturday, July 29th. But Miss Esther, can you share with us one more time, how can we get in touch with you and just be a blessing to you by inviting you out maybe to teach some of our girls at our churches and things of that nature? And you're going to be there on Saturday too, but you're going to be enjoying. Come on, you're bringing all 5 girls, and you guys are going to be enjoying the actual God's Elite Youth Explosion. I'm so happy to have you guys. I am. Tell us how we can reach you, what your email is, and all that good stuff.
My email is Esther's Kitchen, spelled like Easter, one word, Esther's Kitchen @hotmail.com, and you can reach me at 708-543-3299. Looking forward to hearing from all of you guys.
Oh my God. And so of course we're down to, I believe, my last 2 minutes. Engineer just gave us, thank God so much for Earl Winfrey, the other Winfrey. But look, July 29th, I got to end with this. July 29th, 2 p.m. is going down right up the street. I ain't telling y'all where I'm at right now, but right up the road. We're going to be at 17 West 620 Reardon. Of course, that is Villa Park, Illinois, 60181 if you're going to navigate. Greater Love, Greater Works, Outreach International. Everything that you heard today, you're going to be able to walk up to Easter, shake her hand, tell her, God bless you, I want to help you. Look, you're going to be able to walk up to Tone Duncan to his booth and be able to say, man, I heard you on, I know you on Intellectual Radio on Tuesday, but look like to me like you have a guest appearance on one sister to another. So you double duty. So we want to, and you're going to be able to ask him any question you want to ask him. You'll be able to ask Esther. Now, Esther's going to be enjoying, but you'll be able to walk up to her and ask her any question you want to ask her. And don't ask for no secrets, because she's not going to tell you how to make the original recipe to the Colonel Sanders. Anyway, because you do know a black woman started that beast. Anyway, July 29th, come out with me, 2 p.m. Food, fun, workshops, you name it. Gotta give some shout outs to my boy, Mike Carson is coming in on this coming Friday, him and his wife, Deborah Carson, and they're going to help us to pull this off. Whoops, Women Helping Others Overcome Personal Struggles is going to be doing My Beauty Rocks. Tafala Girl Teen Group is going to be out there with us, and she's going to be blessing us. Her name is oh my God. Her name is Lauren Tiffany. Gotta give a shout out to Shop Therapy, Prophetess Janita Harris. Also, Lisette Hurton, our director for this event, of course, is Job Grind. She's also the executive producer for One Sister to Another. And of course, you got your girl, Pastor Angela Johnson, and also Pastor Rob. You gotta send me $5. If you can't drop me off some school supplies at the church, then send me $5 and I'll go shopping. I'm leaving here right now going shopping. Wednesday, I'll be going shopping, and then I'll be going shopping again Thursday. Saturday morning at 7 a.m., I'm going to pick up the bread because we want fresh buns for the folk with their hot dogs. Come on here, you got to do things right, and then folk don't mind coming to your house for dinner, okay? Robert, John, I'm sorry, one sister to another at gmail.com. One sister, the number 2 another at gmail.com will get you to my Chase Quick Pay or my PayPal. You can go to money, the money sign, Pastor Angela, money sign, Pastor Angela is going to be, of course, my Cash App. Please go ahead and do that. Of course, this is One Sister to Another. One Sister to Another. Of course, we're your show with inspiration, information, and godly revelation. And we'll see you again on next month, August, last Monday in the month. Thank you all, Esther. Thank you, Tom Duncan. Thank you, of course, Janaya. Thank you, Ajera. We thank your mom in the back. Hey, thank you, Esther's Kitchen. We appreciate you. Thank you, Earl Winfrey, IntellectualRadio.com. See y'all later.